Hey guys, I'm majicDave. So I thought I'd just do a little quick update because it's been a little while and I have been working on this quite a bit, but yeah, there hasn't been anything too major, but I'm sort of a little bit worried that I might forget what it is that I've done. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot more trees than there were before, and I've been really doing a huge amount of performance optimizations. I'm really trying to just push this as far as I can. I've found that in order to get good frame rates on the Oculus Rift, I need to actually be getting at least 200 frames a second in a window, and that's been quite a challenge, and I keep doing various things to try to improve it. I tried a number of different techniques. Basically, I was finding I was getting constrained with all of the data that I'm sending from the CPU to the GPU, and so I just did everything I can to try to reduce that amount of data. And in the end, it was actually kind of simple. I just instead of sending through a color for each of these triangles, like sand color versus green color or whatever, I'm just sending a single index value, and then in the shader I'm actually then using that to look up which color to render. So that's a pretty simple thing that's made a rather large difference. So yeah, I'm just kind of stress testing with trees at the moment. That's why there's so many. I thought it looked kind of cool, so it might be a good time to do a video as well. I've got issues with the kind of popping in and out. Like at the moment, the grass color is set to the same color as the trees, so it kind of looks like the distant stuff is also forest. So that works quite well. But then when you get down to the ground level, well, I don't know. It's actually not a bad way of doing it. But one thing that is really lacking here is shadows. So like all of these tree trunks are lit as though the sun is shining on them. So I'm going to have to do shadows soon. So I'll be doing probably stencil shadows, I think. But yes, I also did try to do a bit on gameplay. So you can see these little particles here. They're quite cool. I didn't like the way that it was showing selection. So I just thought maybe particles might work. So I'm just sort of putting a bunch on the edges and a few on the faces as well. And I think that's quite good. So I've been playing around with that. Now the reason that you can select these is that you'll be able to pick them up. You'll also be able to chop them down, destroy them. And then what will happen, like, so if I go up to here and say, I'm thinking it'll be kind of a modal operation. So it's like, okay, it's almost like selecting a tool, but it's sort of not. So in this state, it's kind of saying you can't do anything to these trees. It probably actually wouldn't render anything, but the particles might change depending on the action that you've got. So if you're going to pick up the tree, then they'll all be moving upwards, and then when you're holding on to the tree, you can plant it again, and all the particles would sort of be falling down to show that's what your action is going to be. And then you could change to a different mode, which would be to actually chop it down, and what that would do is perhaps give you a small sapling or even cutting sticks or something, I'm not quite sure yet, as well as the trunk, which would basically be a log. And so once you've got a log, then you can throw it around, or you can actually build with it. So you can actually put it on the ground, and then connect logs together. So that will be part of the building mechanic, is actually building with objects that you pick up directly in the world. So that's the plan. At the moment you can pick up trees, but you can't put them down again. So I'm not going to pick one up because then I'll be stuck carrying it forever. I've also just been trying to get this looking good with the Oculus, or rather controlling well with the Oculus Rift, because it's just so different to a keyboard and mouse. I guess, like, when you pick up a tree with a mouse, you can kind of imagine sort of holding it in front of you and dragging it around, but you don't want a tree connected to your head movement. That's quite annoying, because then you've just got a tree blocking your vision no matter where you look, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm still struggling with that a bit, but I think I've got some ideas. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'll figure that out. Although I did just find out that I'm going to Oculus Connect, which is pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully if you're into VR and you're there, we might be able to, you might bump into me or something. I'm very, excited about VR, so it's pretty cool to be going along to the conference. Anyway, these trees, the reason that I'm sort of trying to render so many trees is that I went to a conference just in Auckland a couple of days ago, and when I was flying back, I just realized that the landscape really is extremely man-made. Like, we've chopped down all the trees, and that's why it looks like that, and why it's all farmland and stuff. And in reality, it would basically have would have just been jungle, forests and jungle basically over most of the planet, except for deserts, grasslands, that kind of thing. But I do need to be able to render a good forest. So I'm going to make sure I can. I've got some ideas for how that's going to work. But yeah, the upshot of all this optimization is that I'm now rendering a lot more polygons. I've got some nice detail in the background there, like you can see those, see the snowy mountains quite clearly. If I just fly over there, I always like to fly to the mountains. It's really feeling good in VR as well with the extra detail. It does seem to make a big difference to the immersion, which is good. Still just taking a little while to catch up. Here we go. So yeah, that's looking pretty nice, eh? I'm liking that. Yeah. So I don't think I've got much else to show. I will pick up a tree just to show you where I'm at with that. Oh, it's vanished. Okay, maybe that's not working. But yeah, even that was actually kind of difficult to get working at all, like just removing a tree, because it's all of these things kind of different threads talking to each other and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of harder than I imagined it would be, but yeah, I think progress should be a bit quicker now. I just can't stop messing around with trying to improve the look of this engine and stuff. So I'll probably work on shadows before I really get to gameplay, to be honest. But it's still, I'm getting there. It's good progress and it's looking cool. It's definitely rendering a lot quicker than it was, even with all these trees. So I'll stop yabbering on, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.